What's up, everybody? Recording content sucks, and I want to today show you a little bit behind the scenes how I have been working to make content suck a little bit less, and it'll show you a lot of things. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this. For those of you that have created content before, you're probably like, yeah, it sucks, but you got to get it done. And that's really kind of the point that I'm at now. But I am starting to like content more thanks to my social media manager and video editor for helping out with a lot of the back end stuff that I just don't like. Also being a part of different groups and being around different people and seeing what they're doing and just trying to have fun and do things in different ways. So really excited to show you all a little bit behind the scenes. So what I've started doing when I first started out with video content, this is probably 3-4 years ago at least. It all kind of started prior to that with a podcast where I was doing it on video, but I wasn't actually releasing those videos. But actually, sorry, it's been longer than 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, I was just thinking back to a video that I did when I was a contractor programming control systems, and that was 2017. So it has been 7 years of recording video content, getting slowly better and better and better. And there's still times like you just saw me thinking that I could share my screen on here, which I can't. And so I fail time and time again. But I found that those times that I actually fail to do things, that people tend to like that a little bit more rather than whenever it's super polished. At least with my content, I've seen that with other content that I enjoy watching a little bit more. When it's something that is more relatable or somebody that's not quite as polished, it's always a lot better. So for you thinking about doing content, just realize that the content that you do, the more raw and real it is, the more it's relatable with people. Yes, you should still have some good polished content, some content that is very direct to what it is that you want to talk about, what you want to sell, whatever it may be, but it's still great to have kind of that behind the scenes, the blooper reels, something that's funny. It doesn't always have to be business, and of course this depends on what your goal is, which really is the big thing that's helped me with my content to be able to be better with that. And I'm constantly working to get better at it anyways. And there's so many different aspects that I can go with this, but I really want to talk about the strategy behind content. So how do you do content planning? For me, it used to be on the fly. I would just figure it out as I went. And really right now, these lives are kind of on the fly, figuring out a little bit what I want to talk about, and I go into it. But I've been doing content for about 7 years now. So I've gotten a lot more comfortable and better behind the camera so I can think through these things and just do that rather than simply, oh man, what am I going to talk about? Oh no. And then I'm struggling through the whole thing. And there are times that I still struggle, but it's gotten better over time. Lives is definitely something I haven't gotten quite used to, but doing pre-recorded content, something that I can do for sure. But when it comes to my content strategy, and again, I really wish that I could show you the behind the scenes, what we're trying to do with our Asana. So what we do in Asana is create content. So we're trying to get about a month ahead and look through things. We have our different pillars that we want to talk about, but ultimately it leads to building know, like, and trust. So what are the things that I want to be known about would be that I'm a dad, that I'm a Christian, that I'm a business owner, that I love self-development, family's important. These are the things that I want to be known for. And through that, at the end of the day, because most people that are creating content have somewhere they're trying to go, is that I'm trying to build up my business, which for me is a virtual assistant agency. And so I want to build up the know, like, and trust with people that are similar to me in a similar situation, that they have a business that they're trying to grow, that they just need some additional help with, and I can provide that for them because they can see, hey, Philip's done this, Philip's been there, he's this kind of person, he's just like me. And so my content is catered towards men that are married, that are Christians, and have kids that also have a business. And so that's what I've started to focus my content in on. And the more that you can be specific with your content, the better it's going to be. So how do we go about really scheduling this content out and planning it ahead of time? Well, with my virtual assistant, she really helps create the backbone of the content. Well, I guess maybe I created the backbone, but she puts a lot of meat on that content where we came up with pillars. We talked through it, strategy. Who are we trying to talk to? What's the end goal? And what do we want to be known for? And based on that, we created content pillars. So I'll talk about family. I'll talk about my faith. I'll I'll talk about business somewhat. I try to toy back and forth with that, where how much do I put in, how little do I put in, what platforms are we on. So we're talking about the different platforms, how can we create better strategies, create more engagement, things like that. And so we're looking at these metrics. We're trying to create memes, still pictures of me or my family, but our content pillars are the big things at the end of the day that we then go and create content around. And one of the biggest struggles that her and I are having is the fact that she doesn't know me, which is understandable. Who can know me better than me? Who can know you better than you? So we are now starting work on, I'm trying to brain dump some ideas, things about me, so she can pull that information out. But in the meantime, what we do is we have those pillars, and then she goes to create content around that. So she'll take pictures, she'll take videos, different things that we have in our Google Drive for our content bucket, where we've put a bunch of content in there. She'll take that out and she'll start to create some captions based around who we're trying to talk to and everything. And then I go behind her and review it, first of all, but secondly, I go and put little extra details in those things into the captions, so that way it's got more of my story, it's got more of my personality, it's more of me, because she just doesn't know me. And so that's really, in a nutshell, how the content strategy is going. And so then on the back end of that, what we do is go and review, are our engagement going up? Are we starting to see more people start to message us? What kind of things are happening? Are they only liking it, moving on? Are we getting more impressions? Is the algorithm kind of pushing it out there? Are we starting to see more people start to follow us, send us friend requests, things like that? So there's all these metrics that we're looking at as well, and then we go and assess and change things up as needed and everything. And so I supplement some other content, things that are just top of mind, and we're putting stories in there. And this is really how we've started to create that content. And it's becoming a lot more fun for me, because now I'm being more strategic about it. And for me, I'm weird, I'm wired like that. I like to be more strategic rather than simply focusing in on, just one day at a time, figuring it out and going from there. But I really just wanted to share our strategy of how we do it, kind of the evolution of how I've came along with content creation. And as you follow along this year, especially, our plan is to be more strategic with that. We're going to post more business content over on our Refined VA page. So if you want to see more business content, go there. You can also subscribe to the subscription on my Facebook page here to help support us, and also see a little bit more business virtual assistant related content there as well. That's going to be exclusive to the subscription base there. But then also we're going to be bringing our podcast back, and actually just had a great idea from somebody else that posted about this, that we're going to start talking more about the business and what's going on behind the scenes with that as well. So I hope you join in, and we're going to talk about virtual assistants, how I'm leveraging them, how my clients are leveraging them, and everything. So there's going to be a shift on the podcast. So if you've been a fan of the Speaking Sessions podcast, we're going to end up rebranding that, renaming it, all that good stuff. But we will be focused on business aspects, leveraging virtual assistants, so we can help you be able to become the better version of yourself and get yourself out of your business more. So if that's interesting to you, make sure you follow along, follow those pages, and I'll let you know when we do officially relaunch, rebrand that podcast. But thanks so much, guys, for your support, all that you do. And remember that there is something inside of you that God has given you, and you need to go after it. Don't give up. Keep going. I promise you it's worth it. And there's a reason why. And that reason is because God gave that gift to you. Go out there and take on the challenge. It's going to be worth it.